Northwest Georgia High School Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Alfa Insurance, Al Smith Agency. See them for all your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Call Al Smith at 706-529-6786.
Hey, welcome into the NWGA Al Smith Alfa Insurance Friday night scoreboard. Joined tonight by Benton and Chris. Before we get into the games that we were at, we'll run through the scoreboard one time so everybody can get caught up. Carrollton beat Chapel Hill 42-0. Paulding County 25-17 over Osborne. East Paulding 45, Alexander 6. Rome with a big win 70-12 over Lithia Springs. Don't have a final on this one. Last we heard, that's a final.
Yeah.
Final. South Paulding 21, Kennesaw Mountain 15. Cartersville 31-0 over Altoona. Cedartown beat Dalton 44-13. Sets up a huge matchup next week, man, between undefeated Cartersville and Cedartown. Hiram 49-0 over Woodland. Dawson County with probably the upset of the night, beating White County 14-0. Lumpkin County 64-14 over Johnson. Chastity beats Pickens 37-14. Adairsville 34-7 over Ridgeland. Calhoun 55, Northwest Whitfield 21. Gilmer goes on the road with a big win 48-7 over Lafayette. Gullah Creek gets in the win column, man, with a 36-0 shutout of Murray County. LFO 42, Sonoraville 17. Rockmart comes back to beat North Cobb Christian 24-21. North Murray, man, with a surprise of the night, beating Ringgold 27-26. Heard County takes control of 6A with a 48-27 win over Darlington. Temple bounces back nice with a 40-10 win over Haralson County. Pepperell beats Model 7-6. I heard that Model scored with a minute to go and fumbled the extra point snap. Chattooga 49-14 over Christian Heritage.
Backwards. You said that backwards.
Yeah. Oh, let me say Christian Heritage 49, Chattooga 14. Gordon Lee with a big win 56-7 over Gordon Central. Bowden shuts out Mount Zion 49-0. And New Manchester beats Villa Rica 21-20 in overtime. Yeah, guys, pretty exciting Friday night, man. Full of upsets, surprises, close games. Like we mentioned, Cartersville and Cedartown next weekend, man. That's a huge one.
A very important game. That's a surprise to me. Was at Rockmart North Cobb Christian. Now you said they were North Cobb was up 21-3 at half.
21-3 at half. North Cobb.
Wow, so that was a big comeback for them.
And like I said, we have to give a shout out to North Murray, man. I don't think too many people predicted that one.
I told Jimmy, who was covering the game for the paper, I told him, I was like, you're in for a treat, because every time North Murray and Ringgold play, something magical happens, and you got to see it once again. So this is that was a heck of a game. I mean, Ringgold went for two and went for the win at the end, and I think Hudson Hewlett had made the play on the pass in the end zone to knock that away, and they preserved the win, run out the clock, and then Ringgold, they held Ringgold right there at the end to end the game. So that was something else. I also watched Murray and Coahulla Creek. Coahulla Creek got a first win tonight, which is big. So I'm sure Brooks will be on here shortly to tell you all about it. The Coahulla Creek fans over there, they were excited. They getting that first win, that means something.
Yeah, one of the games that I saw was tied at 21, I believe, early, was Northwest Whitfield and Calhoun. And to see Calhoun pulls away, wins 55-21, really must have made some second half adjustments to anchor that win. That was a big win for Calhoun in that region.
Yeah, and a shout out to Heard County, man. That big win over Darlington tonight. They sitting pretty good in 6A right now. I'm already played Temple, beat Darlington tonight.
I'll give a shout out to Dawson County, my upset pick of the week over White County, 14-0.
And they pulled it off.
Yes, sir.
the later in the season we get, I think we're starting to see who's who as far as the playoff pictures. It's starting to materialize. So I think some teams, especially with North Murray, there was some questions. They beat Ringgold tonight. That's putting them right there in the thick of the hunt.
Yeah, North Murray actually controls their destiny. They still have North Competition and Rockmart in front of them.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Kennedy, go Raiders, man. East Paulding's looked good since that Rome game. I hear they're back 100% healthy now, and with Villarica losing tonight, and you guys have already beaten New Manchester, I think East Paulding's looking at a home playoff game first round. Yeah, and shout out to the game I was at tonight, man. I don't know how I got the score backwards on that one, but I was up there with Benton. I was up there with Benton tonight watching Christian Heritage in Chattooga. Hats off to Christian Heritage, man. We knew about their offense, Carter Triplett, but to me, I thought their defense was the standout of the game. I mean, the way they stopped the run tonight for the most part. Number 24, Cooper Middleton. I think he's a sophomore. I mean, he did a great job.
I don't know the kid's name, but 52, man, he kept making plays. He was making plays all over the field on defense. Played well.
52, Duncan Carpenter, man, and Max Moore. Max Moore did a good job. Yeah, it's kind of hard to stop that offense, man.
Very much so. It was tonight for sure.
Yep, Carter Triplett. That's a heck of a quarterback. You either get pressure on him and get him to keep him under pressure, or he's just going to pick you apart.
Yeah, the kid has great size, man.
Yep.
He can run, throw.
Elite dude.
Chattooga's Cook did have some breakout runs, a couple long runs, and some tough running in between the tackles, and he ended up over 200 yards, so that should add to his season long. But I guarantee he'd trade the 200 yards for a win, but not to be this time.
Yeah, I think Chris said it earlier. I mean, we get late in the season like this, everything's starting to take shape. We know who's who as far as the playoffs go, and in that 7A, I mean, it's looking like Fannin County versus Christian Heritage for the top spot.
Yeah. Gordon Lee's been hot too lately. They just already played. They've played Christian Heritage. Does Gordon Lee still have Fannin on the schedule?
Yeah, they have Fannin the last week of the season.
Yeah, that could mean something there. They had a big win over Gordon Central tonight, correct?
Correct.
56-7.
Yeah, ever since that game against Lafayette, man, they've kind of turned it on.
They have. I don't know if they've got healthy or what exactly has happened, but it's like a switch turned on. Wouldn't want to see any of those teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's kind of looking like in that 6A, that South region, man, the Heard counties, you can't say have it wrapped up because they still got a lot of games to go. But, I mean, they're in a pretty good position with wins over Temple and Darlington already.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Pepperell's going to be a factor in that. I know Pepperell's at 1-7, man, but they played Darlington to within a point. Bremen within 10 points. They got a win under their belt tonight. They could be tough down the stretch.
Start gelling at the right time. How about LFO? Speaking of gelling at the right time, what about that tonight? A little bit unexpected. That caught me off guard when I was going through the scores and saw that LFO game. But as we've seen in the past, Sonoraville they've struggled with LFO. I don't know what it is. It's a color red or whatever, but they've struggled. There was some big upsets that's happened in the past where Sonoraville lost and was kept out of the playoffs because of that loss to LFO. And LFO just kept that rolling tonight against Sonoraville.
Yeah, I actually said that on our show the other night that for some reason, man, it's a tough place for Sonoraville to play. Mm-hmm. I think the second year we did this, that was our upset of the year, was LFO, who only won one game that year, I believe, beat Sonoraville and knocked them out of the playoffs.
Yep. And so when you talk about a team like Pepperell, who's got one win, but has the potential to knock somebody out of the playoffs, they can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a big win for LFO tonight too, because Scott, who puts our stats together every week, he does the the power ranking formula, and LFO was sitting at number 34 coming into tonight. So that win should pop them up into the top 32.
It
I
might
think
take
the
one
last
or
few
two
weeks
more.
it's gonna be like a roller coaster, with teams winning and losing. I think people are gonna pop in and out of it, and then after the last week's game, we're gonna have to see how those region championships, how that affects the seeds a little bit.
Yeah, because you're going to have every public school in the state of Georgia in Class A cheering for Fannin County when they play Christian Heritage. Because if Fannin gets beat, I mean that takes a spot away from a public school. Yeah, we'll run through the score one more time for those who just joined us, man. But if you want to give us a comment, tell us what you saw tonight, players that stood out, you can join us on X or Facebook, and we'll get your comments live on the air. Carrollton continues rolling 42-0 over Chapel Hill. Paulding County, man, gets in the win column again with a 25-17 victory over Osborne. East Paulding, another big win, 45-6 over Alexander. Rome, 70-12 over Lithia Springs. I think I saw earlier that they scored 4 touchdowns on 4 plays early in the first quarter.
Wow.
South Paulding, 21, Kennesaw Mountain, 15. Cartersville shuts out Altoona 31-0. Cedartown 44-13 over Dalton. Hiram 49-0 over Woodland. Dawson County with our on paper upset of the night, beating White County 14-0. Lumpkin County 64-14 over Johnson. Chesadee 37-14 over Pickens. Adairsville 34-7 over Ridgeland. Calhoun scores a bunch late to beat Northwest Whitfield 55-21. Gilmer 48-7 over Lafayette. Gullah Creek with the shutout 36-0 over Murray County. LFO 42-17 over Sonoraville. Rockmart comes from behind to beat North Cobb Christian 24-21. North Murray, big win for the Mountaineers 27-26 over Ringgold. Heard County 48-27 over Darlington. Temple rebounds nicely with a 40-10 win over Haralson County. Pepperell beats Model 7-6. Christian Heritage 49, Chattooga 14. Gordon Central 56. Gordon Lee 56, Gordon Central 7. Bowden 49, Mount Zion 0. And New Manchester with a big win in that region 21-20 over Villa Rica in overtime. All those names and scores start running together after a while.
There's Brooks.
What's going on, Brooks?
Not much. Just got checked in here at my parents' house tonight. Man, it's a great game for Gullah Creek tonight. Got the monkey off their back, got in the win column, pitched their 4th shutout in school history. So big win for them tonight. Really was following a lot of the other scores, especially the 2 big ones in Region 7-2A tonight. Was really impressed with Rockmart's comeback. Not really sure of the game situation there, but anytime you come back from 21-3 down and win that game, considering the magnitude there, and they extended their region. I mean, it wasn't just that. If they lost, it was 55 straight region games. That streak would have ended. So that streak stays alive. And then North Murray and Ringgold, man, that kudos to North Murray. I think we all picked Ringgold, all 3 of us. And they shoved it in our face with a 1-point win tonight. So,
yeah, and I heard that was exciting right there at the end. Ringgold went for 2 they went for the win, and North Murray, Hudson Hewlett made a play, and they preserved the win there. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch that game because everybody told me that was one of the most exciting games they've ever seen.
How much do you think those last 2 playoff games that Ringgold played into that, going for 2 at the end?
What, the 2 overtime games they played this year?
Yeah, the 2 overtime games. They did not want to go into overtime again,
I get it, but I mean, also it's a region game, and you're risking losing here, and we're talking about playoff seeding. I mean, I can appreciate it's one of those deals where if you do it and you make it, Coach Crisp looks like a genius, and now that they didn't, you second guess it.
Yeah. So what score stood out to you tonight, Brooks? Did you see? I think you mentioned the Rockmart score, but did you hear any other scores that we went over? Dawson County beating White County. That was kind of a surprise, except for to Benton.
Great job for Pepperell tonight, finally breaking through, winning one of these one possession games. Good kudos to them. Looked like that score looked like it was like an old school 2000 SEC battle, like one of those just slobber knocker single score game, like single digit games. But kudos to Pepperell. One that stuck out to me was Calhoun's ability to pull away in the second half. I think that was 21-14 at halftime was the score I saw with Northwest Whitfield. And I was like, wow, the Bruins are hanging in there. And then they outscore them 34-7 in the second half. That's some explosive firepower from that team, and kind of played into what we were saying. I don't think anybody's going to touch them in 7-3A the rest of the year.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to glance at the schedule for next week, other than the Calhoun Cedartown game. Not Calhoun Cedartown, Cartersville Cedartown. Any other big games coming up next week?
I think that one you mentioned there. I think that's the biggest one of them all, right there.
Christian Heritage and Fannin play next week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me verify that real quick. But
and for those. Yeah, and for those that like the numbers, Cartersville is a 7-point favorite next Friday night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Christian Heritage, because I think I remembered looking if they could get past Chattooga, it set up this game. I think Fannin may have been on a bye. Yeah, let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, I think Fannin comes here next week to play the Armurchie Indians, and then I think they get Christian Heritage.
Okay, so Christian Heritage's next game is Fannin. They're on a bye. So that was where I got confused. But yeah, so Christian Heritage is on a bye, and then they play Fannin for their next game. So that was a big hurdle for them. I know that score stood out to me. I picked Chattooga to win. I was not expecting Frank Bearden's got those guys rolling. And no, this is not, 1999 where we're talking about Frank Bearden's got these guys rolling. It's I think he was kind of, he was coaching at some, I don't remember what school he was at prior to coming to Christian Heritage, but he was kind of out of sight, out of mind from our area. So kind of a throwback to see him back in our area having success.
Do you have any idea what game you'll be covering next week, Chris?
I will be going down to watch North Murray take on North Cobb Christian.
Wow!
Next Friday. Yeah, that should be a good one. So
that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a neat place to watch a game too. I think you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever watched a game there, if I'm not mistaken.
So both teams in that case are now 4-1 in region play, if I'm not mistaken. North Murray and North Cobb Christian. So that's for second place in the region right there.
Yeah, and that after that Rockmart comeback tonight, yeah, that's a very big game next week.
Another big game that I just glanced across, theirs will be on the road at Northwest Whitfield next week. That'll be a big game. That should be for a home playoff seed, right?
Yep.
Probably.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
not with the new playoff system, but we don't know.
Well, the top two seeds actually get a home game first round.
Yeah, they're protected as a top 16 seed. So
the top 4 seeds automatically qualify, and the top 2 seeds automatically get a home game first round.
Yeah, so Lawrence was telling me about this, and so I started looking. The GHSA added some literature to their website about a month ago. Maybe it might have been late August, as all these clarifiers that would have been really nice, back in like January.
So even if your 3 seed has a better power ranking than your 2 seed somehow or another, the 2 seed is protected home.
Yeah, your 3 seed will be ranked below them when the bracket comes out
with a higher power ranking.
With a higher power ranking, they'll be at the top.
What does the power ranking even matter if you're a 1 or 2 seed?
For seeding of the 1 seeds, 2 seeds, and then the 3 and 4s are all thrown in with the at large teams, and then they rank them based on power ranking.
Then why don't we just do it the way we used to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway,
that makes a very good point.
It finally dawned on me why they only are doing the power ranking through AAA. But it's because they have the private school bracket, single A through AAA, and so the way that when I finally read it, it all made sense to me. It would have been great if Georgia High School Association had whatever article they added to their website, 6 weeks ago. But yeah, it's all top 4 teams from every region still make it, but a private school can still one of those and take it to the private school bracket. So teams 17 through 32 are seeded based off power rankings, and that will include 3 seeds, 4 seeds, and at-large seeds who have made it in from private schools who have stolen a bid and taken it to the private school bracket, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why I think that y'all's game next Friday night with Dade is huge, man, because whoever wins that game is going to probably be the 4 seed and get an automatic playoff.
Is it
right
next week?
The week after next. I think you guys are on bye this week.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I had to look at the schedule.
You guys are on bye this week. It's the 25th.
Yeah.
I tell you, LFO, that was another big one that stuck out to me tonight. That was I was not expecting that. I was honestly surprised when I saw them as a 3-point favorite. I just saw them last week. I think their offense came alive in the second half against Union on that Monday night game last week. It carried over into the game against us, Cahola Creek, on Friday night, and I think they're peaking at the right time here. This is a team that Scott was kind of sending some rundown on some stuff. They were ranked 35th, I think, coming into Friday night in the 2A power ranking. This is a team that could sneak in the playoffs if they can find their way up here to the 4 seed. Ringgold's got 3 region losses now. Ringgold maybe drops a game down the stretch here. LFO keeps winning. LFO could sneak their way into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know who they have down the stretch.
I know they've got Murray in their season finale.
You talking about Lakeview?
Yeah. I know they still haven't played Murray. Well, they've got Rockmart and North Cobb Christian the next 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. That's gonna be awful tough.
That's unfortunate. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, that's no good. Stranger things have happened, but that's no good.
Have they?
Hey, Benton, I was just at the Vanderbilt Alabama game this past week. Stranger things have happened. Trust me, I've seen everything. I feel like now.
You didn't help carry the goalpost away, did you? Because I would have. I'm not even a Vanderbilt fan, but I would have run down there to help carry the goalpost away after that.
I thought I'd seen that Cahola Creek hat going through downtown Nashville.
No. No, I would have had my TV station's hat on that day, and I'm a UA alum, so I didn't go anywhere with that. I was trying to be as professional as possible on the sideline, watching my team crumble in front of my own eyes.
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen. I just kept watching the game, and when Vanderbilt scored to go up by 12 there toward the end,
40-28, yeah.
They better score quick. This is about to be over.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tia.
What's up, Tia? How's it going?
What's up?
I saw your son was getting some playing time up there at Middle Tennessee. I saw you had a tackle or two a couple of weeks ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. I like seeing the kids from the area in the next level make an impact.
Yeah, I was talking to Lawrence. We ate a little pregame meal, and I was talking to Lawrence about Cam Vaughn playing receiver at Jacksonville State. Seen him the other night on TV. That was pretty cool to see him out there.
Yeah, I'm sure SEC fans would appreciate this one. She said, "Yeah, he got some tackles against Ole Miss, I think it says."
What's up, man? Get that Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Yeah, he absolutely was one of my favorite players to watch around here, man. He was a beast.
Oh, yeah, physical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you a guy who's had a really good year in the college ranks, who I think he's on his 6th or 7th year of eligibility. I think he last played in our area in 2018, but Jam Griffin is in his like 6th year senior out at Oregon State. He's got like almost 500 yards rushing through the first few games. I actually think he might be out this Saturday, but he's having a really good year. Kind of a guy that maybe has been forgotten about because he's been gone for so long.
It's a former Northwest Georgia Football Player of the Year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I will tell you how long he's been around. This is our 7th year that we've given the Northwest Georgia Football Player of the Year award to, and he was our first recipient.
Well, he was playing college football before the pandemic. That's how long he's been playing college football. So
he's about ready for a contract for his rookie contract. So he needs a contract extension, don't he?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he's probably older than some of the players in the NFL, but hey, that's the way it goes. It's like that dude at Utah right now, the quarterback. I think he's like a 7th year senior. Been playing. I think he committed to Texas 2 head coaches ago.
Oh yeah. A couple of Tuga's guys having pretty good years. Louis Medina for Troy. I think he's a senior this year, about a 5th year senior. And I don't know if y'all remember Big Lou or not. I know Lawrence probably does.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lester is having a good year at Southern Illinois. I think he's one of their main backs up there.
So I didn't see all the first half of the scores. Can we run through them one more time, Lawrence?
Yeah. I'll go through them. Carrollton shuts out Chapel Hill 42-0. Paulding County 25-17 over Osborne. East Paulding with a big win, 45-6 over Alexander. Rome 70-12 over Lithia Springs. South Paulding with a win tonight, 21-15 at Kennesaw Mountain. Cartersville 31-0 over Altoona. Cedartown 44-13 over Dalton. Hiram 49-0 over Woodland. Dawson County upsets White County 14-0. Lumpkin County 64, Johnson 14. Chesadee 37-14 over Pickens. Adairsville 34-7 over Ridgeland. Calhoun 55-21 over Northwest Whitfield. Gilmer with a big win at Lafayette 48-7. The Creek 36-0 over Murray County. LFO 42-17 over Sonoraville. Rockmart comes back and beats North Cobb Christian 24-21. North Murray 27-26 over Ringgold. Heard County 48-27 over Darlington. Temple rebounds nicely with a 40-10 win over Haralson County. Pepperell 7-6 over Model. Christian Heritage 49-14 over Chattooga. Gordon Lee 56, Gordon Central 7. Bowden 49-0 over Mount Zion, and New Manchester beats Villa Rica 21-20 in overtime. That one was a little shocking to me right there. I was kind of hoping for that Villa Rica East Paulding showdown the last week of the season for that number 2 spot, but that's not going to happen now.
Still could be a heck of a game, but
yeah,
but it's not going to have the same.
So I asked y'all this. No, go ahead. Go, Lauren.
Go ahead. I was just going to say East Paulton already has a win over New Manchester, so they're sitting pretty good in that tie break scenario.
Yeah, I think they're 6-1 or 7-1 now. So they're pretty solidly in the 2 spot as of right now. So I asked this question last week. We had 5 winless teams last week. I said, who's going to pick up, which one's most likely to get their first win? Well, now Pepperell and Cahola Creek break through this week. So we've only got 3 winless teams left now. Lafayette, Dalton, and Southeast Whitfield.
I'd have to look at their schedules.
Yep.
Let's see.
Dalton's might come down to Woodland in their season finale. That might be their best opportunity.
How many teams do we have left that are undefeated? I know Cartersville and Cedartown are going to take care of that next Friday night.
Well, North Cobb Christian fell from the ranks. We only had 5 coming into this week. Hang on, I usually post this graphic every week, so I'll go look. Fannin, Carrollton, Cartersville, Cedartown, and Fannin are our 4 unbeatens at this point.
Lafayette has Heritage and Calhoun remaining. I'm going to go with negatory on that one. Who are the other teams we're looking at?
Dalton and Southeast. Southeast is on that kind of weird non-region schedule, so they've got kind of a hodgepodge left. I think they play who's the team that Murray opened with this year, Chris?
Towns County.
Yeah, Southeast plays Towns County. They play Grace Baptist out of Chattanooga, and I think they play Woodland randomly, a team that's actually in their region.
Okay.
Yeah, and Towns has actually been playing pretty well, I think, this year. I mean, compared to what they did last year.
Yep.
Dalton has Cass and Woodland up on the schedule.
Chris says the dock's going to be lit on Friday night. I bet Chris is already down there at the stadium. I bet he's already sitting in his. I bet he's already in his seat.
You know, I mean,
already.
He's tempting me. I'm thinking I might have to take me a trip down there because I think it's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah, Chris.
I mean,
you might end up having to save a whole bunch of seats for us next Friday night. That place is going to be packed out.
Is this the most? I mean, I can probably look back and find out, but is this the most anticipated regular season game that's been played at Cedartown in a regular cycle? Like this has got to be. I think it was 70-12 was the Rome score I saw over Lithia Springs.
Yes.
Yep.
This has got to be one of the most highly anticipated regular season games in the last 10 years down at Cedartown. I know they play a lot of high-profile games, but only leaves the stadium to go to work. He's probably tailgating already for next week.
That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I can't remember a couple of years ago when Cedartown went undefeated if they had any games this highly anticipated during that season. I don't remember who they played right off the top of my head. Central, I know, was the game for the region championship, I think.
Yeah, I don't see where anything was like. I mean, they kind of ran right through that region that year.
I'll tell you a game that's more highly anticipated there every year. Cedartown Rockmart. If you've never been to a Cedartown Rockmart game, dude, unbelievable.
We got all 4 of us on here, and we probably won't all be on the pick 'em. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Cartersville or Cedartown?
Man, what'd you say the spread was going to be, Lawrence? 7 points.
7 points
in favor of Cartersville.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like a home field advantage could cancel that out. You know, I think Cedartown's that hard of a place to go play, especially on a night like this where you got a region championship on the line. I think talent-wise, Cartersville's got a little bit of an edge, but I won't make a formal pick until Tuesday. But I will say that I think Cedartown has got a chip on their shoulder. I think they feel like they've gotten disrespected all year. they're 8-0 and they're just now to 7th in the polls. There was a large part of the year they weren't even ranked. And they've just been steamrolling through folks. I think they got a little chip on their shoulder, and I think this is going to be a tight ball game. And I think the home crowd and the chip on the shoulder bodes really well for Cedartown. But I'll be all diplomatic here and save my pick for Tuesday. I don't want to piss anybody off yet.
Well, I'll say this: looking at Massey and the computer breakdown here, it gives Cartersville a 59% chance of winning this game, and also in a best of 7 series, it gives Cartersville 5 of 7 games, so it favors Cartersville, pretty good. But computers don't play games, so
I'm gonna say if Chris is saving me a seat down there, I'm gonna go with Cedartown.
Yeah. Good choice, Lawrence.
He's just playing. He's just catering to the fans here.
Yeah.
We hadn't had a Cartersville fan comment yet, so he's just catering to Cedartown.
Politics.
Yeah.
That's certainly so.
he's got you. He got you.
Yeah.
Nah, I would definitely be there, Chris.
That will probably be the game of the week right there. I mean,
I would say game of the year, maybe.
yeah.
At least on paper.
I totally agree.
I just hope it doesn't turn out like the last few I've been to. Games of the weeks that I've selected to go to when it's 35-point game.
He's been a sorry guest the last couple.
Yeah, I haven't seen but one close game yet this year. I don't think.
Benton, are you blaming Chattooga's loss on Lawrence? Is that what I'm gathering here?
I did not say that. I enjoyed having him there, but you couldn't blame Chattooga's loss on that. Jason, he answered that as soon as your comment came up. It was 70-12 Rome.
Yeah, Rome. I think they were up 56-0 at halftime. I know it was 28-0 halfway through the first quarter. 56-0 at half, and it was just an absolute blowout.
I feel sorry for Lithia Springs. I think they've given up a 50 burger each of the last 3 weeks, 50 or more. That's bad.
50-yard line in the reserve section. Hey, Chris, I don't want to bump anybody out, man. I don't want to get stabbed when I come down there.
Yeah. That sounds like reserve seats.
Yeah.
Hey, the last time I went, you was lucky to find a seat. I went when they were on that playoff run. They were at home. I think it was maybe the 3rd round or something. Man, that was a heck of a ball game. Can't even remember who they played, but
yeah, I've been to the last couple of Cedartown Rockmart games down there. This year was the first year since I've been doing this that I haven't went, and man, that place is crazy. I mean, you got people lined up on the fence outside the stadium waiting to get in.
What about that Cedartown game we went and watched for the championship that year? That was a heck of a game right there. Tough way to end that game.
Yeah, Jason, Christian Heritage looked real good tonight on offense and defense. That Christian Heritage Fanning game is going to be something else.
Yeah.
I need to pull the show from back during the summer where we make predictions. I can't recall. I feel like me and someone else put Christian Heritage as second in the region behind Fanning. I don't remember who it was, and I really felt like I was going out on a limb doing that, and I'm glad it's paid off. So,
that game, it'll be overshadowed a little bit by that Cedartown Cartersville game, and that Fannin Christian Heritage game. That's going to be big too.
Well, it's the next week. It's on the 25th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Christian Heritage's next game is against Fannin, but they're just on a bye this week.
Okay.
It's a good week. Good week for it.
All right, fellas. I think that wraps up week 9. I can't believe we're almost done with the season already. The regular season, anyway.
Crazy.
With these power rankings, though, man, we're liable to have a whole bunch of teams in the playoffs come.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the matchups because you never know what you're going to see. You might see back-to-back region games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last bracket I saw in single A had Fannin County playing Gordon Central and Chattooga back to back first 2 rounds.
So just a continuation of their region schedule.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, we should do like a college football playoff selection show style on a Sunday or something.
Absolutely, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'll jump in.
That'll be great because we'll get to talk about all the brackets. It'll probably be, who knows when they'll have it finalized. It might be. We might have to do that for our pick'em show.
Probably the night before the game.
I was going to say, hey, a couple of years ago when I remember when Tryon was doing it, it was like Tuesday before they found out their opponent for Friday. They better not do that again. That was terrible. I will say they didn't have it live on their website at that point, though, so it's been a little better.
Yeah, there's no way they'll do it that way. You got 4 different classifications doing this. There's no way they're going. I think I said this a few weeks ago. We're talking about 4 32-team brackets. How many teams is that? That's over 100. They're not going to screw over 100.
It's got to be Sunday, right? They got to put it out on Sunday.
At least by Sunday. Because they got to start doing film trade. A lot of these coaching staff start doing game install by Saturday, Sunday morning. So I got a feeling it'll be finalized maybe even by midnight on Friday.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. With the power rankings, it should be done by Friday night. I think once the scores come in and you figure out who your 1 and 2 seeds are, then you just plug in the power rankings and fill out the field.
I think the playoff preview show. I think there needs to be a playoff preview show. I think we did a few of those years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
I think we need to do one of those again.
Yeah, I'm down. It'll be like, like I said, or maybe even like Selection Sunday, like March Madness. So it would kind of be more like that because we got way more teams than the 12-team playoffs. So
here's a question for our stat man / legal analysis guy. I wonder what happens if there's a tie in the power rankings. I wonder how they determine that. Let's say 32. Yeah, let's say 32 and 33 are tied.
They just do it like they do in Friday Night Lights and flip a coin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see anything in the paperwork that I read about ties. How they were going to handle that.
I bet it would go to like first point total. Got a tiebreakers in there.
I'm not sure if that's my internet or Brooks' internet.
I think Brooks may be breaking up on us.
Okay. Mine's actually done well this show. I'm surprised. All right, guys, we'll be back Pick'em show this week on Tuesday, and we will
Tuesday night.
We'll knock out all Week 10's games. Chris, you still got a couple of weeks to join us, man, for the Pick'em show.
Oh,
yeah. And I was going to join this week. I had to make a trip for work, so I wasn't even in the state of Georgia. I wasn't even in the South. So
you can join us from any bar, any hotel. It doesn't matter.
Hey, all over the place.
I wasn't even in this time zone. I was several time zones away. So, or I would have jumped in on the Picking show.
I did a show from the lake one time, and I had to take a pause halfway through because my phone got hot, and I had to put my phone in the freezer for a few minutes. I am not kidding.
I actually remember that show.
That's funny.
See you Tuesday, guys.
All right, guys.